I did a video, I believe a couple days ago. It somehow surpassed 50,000 views, and in that video I don't think I, explained myself the best, and I'm pretty sure I sounded like a whiny pussy. In this video I'm going to, share my thoughts more in depthly and, share a whole bunch of different things towards the game and, kind of actually review the game instead of sounding like a whiny child. Now it's very important to distinguish that I'm not reviewing this game on the next gen, meaning, the PS4 and the Xbox One. I'm reviewing this for the PS3 and Xbox 360, and there's going to be generally three questions I'm going to be answering in this video. Those three questions are: is NBA 2k15 last gen justified costing the same as NBA 2k15 next gen? Is NBA 2k15 last gen literally the same as past installments? And finally, considering other options, is this game even worth purchasing? Now, this whole fiasco reminds me of the Assassin's Creed Unity fiasco, where basically they, limited the graphics and the specs on the Xbox One to, keep an equal playing field in the graphics on both systems. And a lot of people got pissed off because limited the experience on what it could have possibly been on the PS4 because the Xbox One couldn't handle it. And there was, a wide variety of different people being like, this is bullshit. And I totally agree with that, because if you have a system that could be a better system in general in terms of, handling how good of a game it's going to be, then you shouldn't, limit the experience on one system because the other system couldn't handle it. To compare this to the PS4, the PS3 NBA 2k15 fiasco, that's kind of a good comparison, but there is something that I'm going to, stress in this video and compare in this video, and you guys are going to see where I'm coming from here. Now we're going to get into the reasons why you buy NBA 2k15 for game modes such as MyCareer, My Association, My Team, online modes, all that kind of funky stuff, not gameplay, okay? Because saying you're buying NBA 2k15 for its gameplay is like buying Minecraft for its graphics. It's irrelevant. Unless you haven't bought, a new NBA 2k in the past couple years, then you could proudly say that you're buying NBA 2k15 for its gameplay, but that's just not the case this year. There's not too much groundbreaking stuff, and I'm going to be showing you why. Now let's go into the game modes that you mostly buy NBA 2k15 or just the series for, and the first one we're going to be looking at is NBA MyCareer. Now, the key thing to remember is this isn't NBA 2k15 on next gen. I cannot stress that enough, because if you were to literally compare both this game mode to the next gen, they're not the same game. Literally, they are not the same game in any, way, because if you're to look at the last gen version, it's basically the same as, the last installments in the franchise. Nothing changing this from any of the past games in the franchise. Literally, absolutely nothing. Like, you still have the GM showcase, or not the GM showcase, the rookie showcase. There's nothing different from the past installments to this game mode. Now we're into the Association and My Team. Association, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same thing as the past couple years. There's nothing groundbreaking. There's no animations like next gen, but there's literally no animations. There's no new things at all with this game mode. So we're gonna move on to My Team. But the thing that pisses me off most about My Team, sure, it's the same thing as the past couple years, but there's no market, so you literally cannot buy singular players. So the only literal way you can get your team good is, wheeling and dealing, on those booster packs. And the gold booster packs cost 10,000 VC, and that's a shit ton of VC if you don't, buy the VC, if you don't cheat. If you're just a normal player, that's going to be hard to grind for. So that's not, shitty enough. There's absolutely no market. Now let's look at the gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. And the key thing to remember here is, as the new games come out, there has to be changes. There absolutely has to be, because it would be a scam pretty much to release the same game every year. The only really new thing with NBA 2K on last gen compared to next gen is, the animations of the players. Sort of, like, they've added a couple new animations, like you could better stop players in the post. There's a whole bunch of different, ways you could shoot the ball. There's, different ways of getting up the court. Like when the point guard picks up the ball, he brings it into the offensive zone. There's different ways you could do it. You could do it like slow-mo, like as you can see here. There are so many different, ways that they've changed it, but it's nothing that you would buy, spend $70, maybe $60, depending where you live. Buy this just for the gameplay you would be wasting your money, because there's so many things you could be spending your money on, but this isn't one of those things where you were to shell out money because, oh my god, they changed the animations a bit. Holy shit. Crews are still in this thing, but online, it's basically the same game as the past couple years, okay? Now let's answer those 3 questions, okay? Now that we've looked at all, the major game modes, the gameplay. Now the first one I, laid out was, is NBA 2K15 last gen justified costing the same as the next gen? And I'm going to answer that just straight up saying absolutely not. They are not the same games at all. It's as if they put NBA 2K14 except changed, a couple animations and maybe did some things behind the scenes. $70 for something that you could probably get NBA 2K14 for like $30 right now. You could probably get NBA 2K13 for like 10 maybe. So there's really nothing justifying this at all. NBA 2K15 generally the same as the past installments. I think I kind of answered that with the last question, and in that being, it's not literally the same. It's just like a kind of skin change, but I'm going to be answering this more in-depthly in a couple seconds here. I'm going to finish off this last question. Is NBA 2K15 last gen a must-buy for NBA 2K15 fans? The only reason I would probably justify getting this on last gen is if you haven't purchased an NBA 2K15 game since maybe NBA 2K12 or even before that. Getting your first NBA 2K15 game on last gen, I would honestly save your money. And the reason why I made that do not buy on last gen is because it's literally a waste of money. Next gen is miles ahead of this game. Like, it's literally buying NBA 2K14 with roster updates and a little bit of changes. There is no drastic changes that I could be like, okay, I'm gonna get NBA 2K15 for this feature. Like, if you already have the past games, why would you get this game? It is basically just throwing money away. This does not cost $70. Couldn't they have at least lowered the prices? Like, they're not the same games, but they cost the same price, which makes absolutely no sense in my mind anyways. Really isn't anything else I really have to say about this game, other than the fact that I'm still actually enjoying this game, because I haven't gotten, an NBA 2K game since 2K, I believe, 12. And you may be like, okay, oh, you're having fun with the game. Doesn't that validate you spending the $70? I honestly probably just could have gotten 2K14 and it would have been the same thing. I would have had the same fun with it. But for my YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't have the same views because no one would freaking watch it. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is my video. What is your guys' opinions on this? Should the video game have costed $70 as next gen? And again, next gen looks fun as hell. I would love to play that game, but I didn't get it when I bought it. I don't know. What is your thoughts and opinions? Take care and have a nice day. This game is in every NBA 2K15 game, for whatever reason, whenever I pass it to people, they never score, and they do stupid shit like that. Are you kidding me, Gary Neal? You're killing me. You're breaking my balls, man.